Today, Precarious plays
Zone of the Enders, the second runner. I will say for this game that for a mech combat game, it controls very well. Even if sometimes like the environment and the camera might not cooperate, the actual mapping of the commands and the number of functions. The only thing that I wish is that I wish that either grab was on its own button, or you could equip two sub-weapons simultaneously.
Yeah.
And one of them is just sort of assumed that most players are going to have grab on it most of the time because it's so practical, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, what's Mars like now?
Like, I kind of wish that, like, sub-weapon selection was on the D-pad and left bumper was always grab, maybe.
This game is awfully fast.
But just compared to other, like, mech games, they tend to struggle with, like, the number of buttons on the controller. Like, Armored Core, for example, is a great example of that. Now, I'm probably going to lose my mind here. I need you to do all of the talking so I can just focus on this, because I had to try this a great many times on my own earlier. Because this is when they introduce commanders, and I think they also introduce level 4 raptors at the same time. I would describe it as excessive.
Difficulty spike?
It is a huge difficulty spike, yes.
I remember, I think that I have played through this myself. It's been so long. This game is very attractive to me because it's visually stunning and it's very fast. I like fast games like this. I like playing games like Bayonetta, and I like playing DMC Devil May Cry and Bayonetta 2. I really like playing all those games. I'm not always good at it, but it's very fun and satisfying because of how fast everything happens, and you really get a feeling like the controls are very quick and responsive, unlike what you're struggling with right now, or at least have been at the start of this game. It kind of gives me the same sense as playing
Come on, baby. You can do it, Judy.
Smash Bros. It's in my mind. It's the same. It demands the same parts of my brain. So whenever I feel like doing something that is demanding of my reflexes, this is exactly the type of game that I want to play. But unfortunately, I don't always want to do that. So usually when I pick up a game like this, I don't play through to the end. I just like enjoy the first 25 to 30%. And then I'm like, wow, that was great. I love this game. Bye. Like, I get to like the first date and I'm like, oh man, I love you. Okay, we're broke up now.
So there, I'm trying to do it now. Thank you for talking. I guess I practiced that one enough earlier.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, kill the commander, kill the commander. Do not do any other thing. You're gonna get all the energy in the world after the scene is over, save nothing. Geyser, 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 geyser.
Put it on the field.
Do everything you have to. Do whatever you have to paralyze all of them with geyser before you try to pick out the commander.
Do you get what I'm saying about why I like this type of game, though?
I was
Like-
only. I heard some of what you were saying.
It is beautiful.
And fast and engaging.
Fast, engaging, and difficult. I like that. I don't often play games like that on the show because it's so stressful. Can't is not the word. It is less entertaining to watch somebody struggle a lot than it is to watch somebody struggle and triumph at like a normal rate. You know?
And get a rhythm.
Yeah, I guess it's less fun watching somebody learn how to play something, but I love learning stuff, which is why playing games like this is
playing a game like this.
Playing a game like this is so satisfying for
Yeah.
me, despite me. It's not smooth. It's just fun.
Alternatively, these types of games.
These types of games, yes.
Yeah, would also be grammatically helpful.
Although I really
They don't make a big deal out of it, but I just realized that was definitely Jehudi in flight mode.
Huh. Yeah.
They really focus in on it in the first game, and I didn't even, I did not think of it as being an element in this game.
Confirm our location.
And now we're on Mars, where Leo never went to Mars.
One of the reasons I really like Super Smash Bros. As this type of... I categorize it in the same
Wait.
thing.
Wait,
Wait a second.
wait!
What's wrong?
What's
Listen to what they're saying in the game. It's important.
Stretched as far as the eye can see.
You were living in the backwoods, so you couldn't know. But in the last half year, the situation on Mars has changed drastically.
This is since,
It's a long story.
well, she said the last 6 months. So the last 2 months, Dingo was asleep. So the 4 months before that, Leo successfully exfiltrates. Like, he leaves and he takes Jehudi with him, with the military.
Yeah.
And then I think a couple of years pass. And this is what what happened at the tail end of that.
The Space Force put up a stubborn resistance. But without a major war, Mars was occupied by Bahram in a flash. 1 month ago, the Space Force was almost wiped out except for a few remnants. We attacked
And I'm
the
pretty
Sylvia
sure
County,
that
the
this
Bahram
is...
foothold, with the total force we had then.
That was thoughtless.
Certainly.
I don't even know
What was going to
if
happen?
Ken
Space Force
and
suffered destruction.
Leo
There's not
are on
much
like
time
the
to
same
destroy the
team.
remaining
I
forces
can't
of the
remember.
enemy base. Although we
Or if they just happened to
special thing.
like not
That's the vector cannon Taper mentioned.
be on opposite teams, like opposing teams. Ooh, vector cannon. Ooh, vector cannon. Stop teasing me with the vector cannon and just give me the vector cannon. How many times do I get to use it? Like half a dozen maybe?
Doesn't
How many
matter.
times am I gonna use it? More than that? You betcha.
Orbital frame, vector cannon. So they're all byproducts of Metatron.
And I think they're all byproducts of the same like reality folding technology that's supposed to explain where Jehudi keeps like ammo and sub-weapons, like bigger
Why is it so
weapons.
important?
Yeah.
Dingo, do you know about the Almon project?
And eventually it gives you a really cool power in this game that I'm not going to spoil because I don't think you got far enough to get it.
No, I think the last thing I remember is being in like a warm-colored canyon, area. and that's the last thing I remember doing.
Vector trap. I think that's the technology. Right. They described it in the first game, I think, right? Like you make you fold space in such a way that you can store things like in an adjacent space, essentially.
Yeah.
It's like it's there, but it's not there. It's not in the way. You can't see it. Oh no, I think that's how they explained those little probes that you needed to hunt for, like on some maps. They were in a vector trap.
I think you're right.
Because Leo had to find a key to get them out of there.
Because I was just gonna say I don't remember that game gives me amnesia, but now I'm remembering.
There are things that I remember. I mean, if I listed all the things I remembered about the original Zone of the Enders, it would mostly be narrative stuff. Because the gameplay, I remember it being like this, but like not as fast and not as cool and not as shiny. And yeah, you don't get to like grab enemies and whip them around and bash them against other enemies and
Here's a question.
smack them on the ground. Yeah.
A very large question, which I demand a short answer, small answer for.
I make no promises.
Do you think that video game sequels are better than movie sequels
Yes.
in general? Thank you. Okay.
Yes.
That was a good talk.
I think that more than movies, well, excluding, you know what, let's just chop off
Earth won't be
the
big to Mars.
the outliers
Yeah.
on either side of like the production scale for either industry. So no like small 1 or 2 person projects, no AAA anything. So like for movies, no tiny indie films and no like Marvel blockbusters either.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that generally for that middle range,
I know you'll cut off my life support if I refuse.
yes, she will. Stop looking so smug about it, weird guy.
He likes it.
Okay.
I think he's developing a fetish.
Maybe he just knows that. Oh, never mind. So,
Hey, I have to go. I'll disconnect.
No, wait.
Damn it.
I think that
Let's get done with it.
if you have that middle space, video games are really complicated and collaborative, and you wind up having to leave a lot of concepts out of the game. But then you can use that, so much of that, as a foundation for cooler stuff in the sequel.
Yeah.
I think that oftentimes video game sequels get to be better than the original because it's what the original was supposed to be all along. It's closer to the designer's original intent than that first try ever could have reasonably been.
Yeah, because you have to invent so much if you're making a really, really original... Well, not even like... You have to invent so much. There are all of these interlocking systems, and there's all of the art, and all of the environment, and how those systems interact with the art, and the environment, and the characters, and the writing. It's just so... And the music. Let's not forget the music. I kind of consider the music part of the writing and the storytelling. I don't know. It's just... It's a huge monster. And it all has to work together to tell a story and provide an experience that's worth participating in. Because that's really what you're asking for when you're making a video game. You're asking people to participate in something with you. You're not just a spectator. You have to get people invested in what they're doing long enough to get to the end. I know I have a lot of trouble with this with absolutely wonderful games. Like, games that I really like, games that I think are good, games that critics think are good. And I still have trouble getting to the end of it because it requires so much more dedication and effort to enjoy a video game most of the time. But yeah, like, I've always thought that video game sequels were better than motion picture sequels for the most part as well, for most of the same reasons. I mean, now that you have this universe established, because you really do have to build out the world quite a bit for a game like this, you can just play. You just make your playground, and then you can invent better ways to enjoy it later on. And the collaborative aspect is immense as well. I mean, it's not like movies are not collaborative, but...
Well, I don't often think that they are in the same way. Because I think that... So in the mid-level of filmmaking, right? Hold on, wait. Is this episode going on for way too long?
Yeah, it
feels, is. You know what? I'm pretty sure that something big is going to happen in the next episode. After this fight. So let's cut this off here, because I need to focus on killing them, because they are fast.
Okay.